Good luck to everyone. Today, the sweeping month will continue to deconstruct the soul out of the body for you. So what is the meaning of the soul out of the body? Is the practice of soul out of the body just to be able to fly around? 1. Out of the body for interest, as long as you think about it. You can fly freely in the air with your own will, or travel anywhere in the world without being restricted by time and space, and even travel to a different world and space that no one has ever been to. And these are all things that can be experienced in person. And traveling is just for experience. This has attracted some people, including myself, to try it. 2. Verify the existence of the soul. Experience of the soul consciousness can leave the body. Exploring this matter itself is of great significance to individuals. Religions are all living things, of course. It is not very important for people who don't care about these things. Philosophical concerns about the immortality of consciousness and the meaning of life may also be inspired again. 3. The use of consciousness in the out-of-body state will use a lot of subconscious or subconscious operations. In fact, the subconscious mind used in our thoughts usually only accounts for a small part of the total consciousness. After leaving the body, we may bring the subconscious memory or knowledge to our consciousness, so that we can clearly know these unknown knowledge. It is said that when we dream, the subconscious memory and knowledge are passed to us in dreams. In the out-of-body state, we can directly think about these useful subconscious information clearly. 4. Increase the elasticity of consciousness. When we leave the body, we leave the physical body behind and only use our consciousness to move, not relying on the activities of the body so that our consciousness can be exercised. In this way, our consciousness can be more flexible and have the opportunity to bring out the ability of consciousness itself. Make our intuitivity better used. 11. How to deal with emergencies when out of the body. The following events may occur in the out-of-body state. Most of these events will not pose a real danger, but most people may feel scared or frightened when they encounter them. In fact, everyone just needs to stay calm. If we really feel that there is a problem, we can still use the method of returning to the physical body to come back immediately. As long as you are calm enough, you don't have to be afraid even if you encounter unexpected events. You may stay near the material world after you leave your body. You may also enter the non-material world. When you leave your body, you may meet other souls who are also leaving your body. You may see the souls of different people in the out-of-body state. If this is your first time trying to leave your body, I advise you not to contact any souls you meet during your out-of-body experience. You ignore them. They will not take the initiative to contact you. Some experienced out-of-body people leave their bodies to meet friends in the non-material world or contact souls, or even to save the king, but beginners should wait until they have more experience before doing these things. It is not good for them to be scared by you, or you to be scared by them. The people you meet after leaving your body generally include the following for types. 1. It's God. 1. Dreamers. They are people who are sleeping and dreaming, and their consciousness seems hazy. Even if you contact them, they may not remember you after waking up, or think that the contact was a dream. 2. People who are out-of-body and you are in the same out-of-body state, but you will hardly meet them. In fact, there are very few people who can do out-of-body at their own will. 3. The dead. They may be people who have just died, because the spirits who have been dead for a while will go to deeper areas of the spirit world. They may not know that they are dead. When you meet them, you will naturally know their identities. You will naturally feel a sense of terror about them. If you meet them, please try to leave there and don't make any contact with them. 4. High spirits. If you meet them, you don't need to be too nervous. They should appear at the right time and try not to scare you. Remember that they are kind, and if you show obvious fear or reluctance, they will automatically leave you. Being sucked in when out of body, this situation does not happen often. Some people mentioned in their out-of-body reports that they were attracted to cables or power generation facilities when they flew into them. This makes it difficult for them to control their flying direction. Some people are even sucked to the cable by gravity and cannot fly away. If you really encounter this situation, don't be nervous. In this case, the method of returning to the physical body can still work effectively. And most of the time, if fear and terror may be enough to make you bounce back to the physical body and wake up. 5. Entering a dark space or tunnel. In fact, this is a common phenomenon when out of the body, and most experienced out-of-body people have tried it. However, if a novice encounters it, he may be at a loss. The situation is that after you leave the body, sometimes you feel that you are floating at high speed in a certain direction. When this happens, you are mostly unable to control yourself. You will keep floating until your body stops by itself. When you stop, you will find yourself in a completely unfamiliar place. Sometimes, when this high-speed movement occurs, it will cause you to enter a completely dark space, and you will feel that you are involuntarily moving at high speed in a dark tunnel. When this happens, don't panic too much. You just need to wait calmly until you stop. Or when moving at high speed, you can use the method of returning to the body and wake up by your own will. In fact, the situation is one of the abilities after leaving the body. 6. When moving instantly during leaving the body, we sometimes activate this ability unintentionally, and after passing through the dark space, we usually enter the non-material world completely, which is a completely unfamiliar place for us. However, even if we go to these places, we still have an invisible connection with our own body in the material world. Therefore, we can still use the method of returning to the body to come back at any time. 12. Yinshen traveling. After continuous attempts and practice, I finally succeeded in making the soul leave the body. What can we do after the soul leaves the body? What activities can be tried in this state? Fellow practitioners, if you think my sharing is valuable, please like and follow. The sweeping monk will be very happy. Continue to update for you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me continue to introduce. Flying is the most basic ability. When you leave the body, you will definitely try it. Maybe you have tried to fly in an airplane when you are awake, but after the soul leaves the body, you fly directly in your own body, spirit or dream body. That feeling is completely different. Or in the first few experiences, you will feel that you are rising up uncontrollably, and you are afraid of falling to the ground. But as you gain more experience, you will be able to control it, and your flying skills will get better and better. You can try different flying postures. You can also try different aerial gliding when you turn or spin rapidly in the air. I believe that the fastest and newest aircraft in the world or games are not as exciting as this speed. When flying in the out-of-body state, you don't need to control your hands, feet, or body, but rely on your thoughts to make yourself fly. When you want to fly, you have to think about flying up in your mind, or when you want to turn the direction, the same is true, and control it with your thoughts. At the beginning, you may have to call out in your mind many times before it works, but when you are familiar with this method, you can fly almost or without thinking, or as soon as you think about it, you can fly anywhere, pass through walls flexibly. This is also one of the basic abilities. If you are in and out of body state in your room and want to go out for a walk, when you need to leave your room, you cannot open the door to go out, because you cannot move any physical objects in the physical world when you are in and out of body state. So you can only pass through the wall. At first you may be afraid to pass through the wall because it is an experience you have never tried before. And you may be psychologically afraid of hitting the wall and getting hurt. In the first attempt, you can close your eyes and pass through, or you can run a few steps to rush through. It may feel like there is a little resistance, or after hitting the wall, it will take a while to pass through completely. But some people can't pass through no matter what. A long time ago, I also had this problem. But when I couldn't pass through, I stared at the door in a daze, and suddenly I found that the door opened automatically, and I walked out of the door. In fact, that door has never been opened in the real world. But I hope he opens the door and lets me out. Then I make myself feel that he opened it. Actually, I did pass through the wall that time. But I lied to myself that I opened the door and passed through, so that I could feel at ease and pass through the wall without knowing it. After years of experience, now I can pass through walls easily. Perspective. Maybe many people have had out-of-body experiences, but they don't know that they have the ability to see through in the out-of-body state. In fact, in the out-of-body state, as long as you look at the wall you want to see through, and tell yourself in your heart that you want to see through, you may be able to see through it. At this time, you may see a hole in the wall, allowing you to see through it. Or you may find that the whole wall disappears, allowing you to see through it without any obstruction. I tried it myself and it works, but since I can pass through the wall myself, then the ability to see through is actually not of much practical value. If you want to see something, just pass through the wall yourself. Look, this activity seems to be very ordinary. However, in the out-of-body state, it is very different to walk around in real life, especially when you walk around the street after leaving the body during the day. Everyone will act as if they can't see you, and you can walk into other people's houses at any time, and even walk through different people's houses in succession. You will see many different people and different things. You can also fly at any time. Look down at the familiar streets in the air, or go to your friend's house at this time. If you can reach it, see what he is doing. After practicing flying up, practice sinking down. Try to fly in front of you all the time, sinking down. You have to think that you can pass through the ground, and command yourself to dive down in your heart. You may also feel scared and unable to do it. It is different from flying up. Flying down is usually a way to explore another level. When you move down for a while, you may feel that you have passed through some layers. Then you will find that you have landed in another world. You may see some familiar and unfamiliar scenery, and move instantly. In the out-of-body state, think of the person or place you want to see in your mind. It is best not to just think of the name of the person or place. You should clearly and detailedly describe the appearance of the person or place in your mind. The feeling that person or place gives you, the clearer and more detailed the better. Then command yourself in your mind, I want to go there, or I want to find him. If you succeed, you may pass through a dark space or a black tunnel, and then you will be at that place or to that person in the next moment. Or you may suddenly appear at the place you want to go in the blink of an eye. Share this today. Fellow practitioners, your likes and shares are Dharma donation. Thank you for watching.